Hello, everyone. Well, we knew there were tornadoes in Iowa Tuesday evening, but one of the places we weren't sure about was Mason City. Well, the National Weather Service went out there and did a survey, and sure enough, they found evidence that there indeed was a tornado in Mason City. It touched down about 10:26 in the evening and was only on the ground about 6 minutes, lifting at 10:32. It was on the ground for a total of 4.4 miles, and it was an EF1 tornado. Based on the damage they found, though there wasn't much, they estimate the winds were around 100 to 110 miles per hour. Now, why wasn't there much damage? Because look where this thing tracked. Just to the south and east of the heart of Mason City. Can you imagine if this tornado had just been a little bit farther to the north and west and gone through the heart of Mason City with 100 to 110 mile per hour winds? We would have been talking about a lot more damage. And I think this is just a great example to show you how small these tornadoes really are, and how just a little bit of distance can make such a big difference in the amount of damage that we see. So Mason City getting very lucky this time. Let's hope that lucky streak continues. All right, let's talk about winds today. Not 100 mile per hour winds, but still a remarkably windy day across the entire state of Iowa. The entire state under a wind advisory, 9 a.m. this morning until 7 p.m. this evening. If you're wondering when the windiest period is going to be, probably in that window of about 1 o'clock this afternoon to 4 o'clock in the afternoon is when we're going to see the strongest winds. So it's going to be windy during this entire period. But during that 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock window, I think peak wind gusts are going to be a little bit stronger to the south versus the north. Around Sioux City, I think gusts could reach as high as 50 miles per hour. If you're around Waterloo, Des Moines, I think gusts 55 miles per hour. And if you're in the Quad Cities, I'm not ruling out some gusts as high as 60 miles per hour. Very briefly, not for a prolonged period of time, but I do think they could peak around 60 miles per hour in that window of 1 to 4 o'clock. So this kind of wind could do some tree damage. I'm not ruling out some tree branches coming down, which could cause some isolated power outages. These are the kind of winds that when you're driving, you're going to feel them hitting the side of your car, especially if you're in an SUV or a pickup truck. Keep a firm grip on that steering wheel. And of course, any lightweight outdoor objects, bring them inside or make sure they're secure. Otherwise, they're going to go missing this afternoon. So what kind of temperatures are we going to be dealing with that kind of wind? Because clearly there's going to be a wind chill factor. Unfortunately, temperatures that are about 10 degrees below normal for this time of year. Only a high of 51 in Davenport, 51 in Iowa City, only 42 in Mason City, 49 in Sioux City. What about tonight? Because, it's going to be cold tonight if we're this cold during the day. And sure enough, we're talking about mid-20s out to the west, mid-30s in the eastern part of the state. The good news here, though, is though it's going to still be breezy during the evening hours, it's going to take time for those winds to wind down. By the time we get to late tonight, early tomorrow morning, when we hit these low temperatures, there's not going to be much wind, so there's not going to be a wind chill factor. Now, as far as tomorrow goes, really temperatures are looking about the same. Notice very little variation, maybe a couple degrees warmer. But I think it's going to feel significantly warmer because tomorrow's just going to be a breezy day. We're talking about across the state gusts 20, 25 miles per hour, so nothing big. A lot less windy than today, so I think these temperatures will be a little bit more pleasant without that wind chill factor. Finally, let's talk about clouds and precipitation. It is looking dry across Iowa, no matter where you are in the state today. A little more sun to the south than to the north, though. Notice how there's already cloud cover. 8 a.m. this morning in the northern part of the state. It tries to push south as we go through the day, but the southern part of the state remain remarkably sunny, and that's also part of the reason why it's going to be a little bit windier. The sunnier it is, usually the windier it can be as well. So when's our next chance of rain? That would be very late tonight, it's looking like. Maybe during the late evening hours and overnight, a little area of mostly rain showers. Notice a little bit farther to the north could be a little rain snow mix around Des Moines. Yes, probably just going to be some very light rain showers briefly for the Quad Cities. That said, I've got to leave in the chance for still some isolated activity, though I think the best chance will be overnight around the Quad Cities, 9 a.m. Friday morning. And notice farther to the north, I've got to mention the chance for what looks like some isolated snow showers for Waterloo and Mason City, where those temperatures are going to be a little bit colder. So let's track this into the afternoon. Notice the activity already gone for the central part of the state. I've still got to leave in a very small chance in the afternoon around the Quad Cities for a few showers Friday afternoon. The good news is, if you have Friday evening plans, check out 7 o'clock. That little bit of rain, though there's not going to be much on Friday, is all gone. It's off to the east. So Friday evening plans are looking good across the state.